I'm strong in faith.
Faith can move mountains. Radio Maria 91.3 FM.
The voice of truth.
Hi, dear listeners. Always good to have you once again on Life Essential Talk. Oh, we thank God for the gift of life. How is the weather at your place? Well, where I am is just cool. Is it raining cat or dogs at your area? Well, I love the weather at this time. It's just cool, drizzling. Well, I remain your host, Uche Chukwuma. Last week we had wonderful topic on Life Essential Talk, your wonderful, great favorite talk show where we discuss things that have to do with marriage, parenting, family values, and fundamental life issues. Well, last week we had very interesting topics. We discussed calling your children demeaning names and also teach your sons how to cook. Well, today we have another interesting topic, which is name calling between married couples. Well, we shall dive right into that conversation. Let's take a short break, and when we return, we say a whole lot about name calling between couples. Okay, dear listeners, welcome back to Radio Maria 91.3 FM, the voice of truth. Well, we're going to say the truth today about name calling between couples, married couples. Now, I know that every married couple out there wants his or her marriage to be healthy. I believe that. I don't think there's anyone there, any married person there that would not want his marriage or her marriage to be good. When you go into marriage, I'm sure what you have in mind is a great marriage, a perfect relationship, though there's nothing like anything being perfect. So there are certain things you shouldn't allow into your marriage. There are certain things you should not allow into your relationship. Now, one of those things that you should not allow into your marriage, that you should not even tolerate, that you should not even say, okay, is one of those things, is name calling. Name calling. Demeaning names. Now let's try to understand what name calling is all about. Now, when you and your significant other, that is your wife or your husband, are having an argument, it could get heated up. And before you know what is happening, you're calling yourselves demeaning names. You're calling yourselves horrible names, derogatory names, making hurtful remarks. Now that demeaning names, those names, that is what we can refer to as name calling. Now, when any person in a marriage or in a married relationship gets angry, it could lead to name calling. If the person is in a pleasant mood, I'm not sure something like that will come up. It won't. Some people take it for granted. Some people use it to make jokes. But honestly, from my own point of view, it is not right, even as a joke. Now let's look at some of these demeaning names. When you call your spouse useless man, useless woman, that is demeaning, even as a joke. When you call your wife a prostitute, a shawo, is demeaning. When you call your husband good for nothing man, it is demeaning. When you call your wife good for nothing woman, it is demeaning. When you say things like goat, sheep, dog, whatever you can think of, they are all demeaning. Last time, if you can remember, we talked about calling your children names such as calling them stupid, idiot. Some husbands and wives also use these words. You can hear a man call his wife, "You're a very stupid woman." You can hear a woman say to her husband, "You're a very stupid man. You are an idiot." They shouldn't come up. These names should not come up between a married couple. They shouldn't at any point come up, even as a joke. Now, why I keep on repeating this, even as a joke, I've heard some couples say to each other, "Oh, you are a useless man," and they will laugh over it. I don't see it as a joke. I don't even join in such laughter, because it's not. Yes, the man might not take offense, but I don't see it as something we should laugh over. Sorry. It is not a thing we should laugh over. It's not a joking matter. So we should try as much as possible to withdraw name calling in our relationships. In our marriage, we should withdraw it completely. Withdraw it, remove it, however you want to do it, you do it. It shouldn't come up at all. Now, the damage done by name calling are numerous. I'm telling you, they are numerous. Now, someone can say, is name calling an abuse? Is it an abuse? It is. It's a form of verbal abuse. You know, we tend to concentrate more on physical abuse. Sometimes we don't even remember this verbal or emotional abuse. We don't even think of that, because there is no physical harm, because you don't see any mark on your body, or you feel you're not beaten up. But when you subject someone to name calling, or when you are the one that receives it all the time, it can be very abusive. It will turn your life around. You won't even know what is happening to you. You won't even know that you're being emotionally abused. You can imagine someone very close to you calling you names at all times. I don't think you can be that strong to take that at all times. You can't be. No matter who you think you are, no matter how hardened you think you are, frequent name calling is abusive. Even if it's not frequent, it can be really, really, really abusive. All right, so let's take this musical break. And when we return, we shall dive right into why name calling is not worth it. Hello, dear listeners. If you're joining us right now, this is Radio Maria 91.3 FM, the voice of truth. The show is Life Essential Talk Show, a talk show that discusses marriage, parenting, fundamental life issues. Okay, so we are discussing name calling between couples. Like I said, name calling should not be part of your marriage. It shouldn't even be something that should be an aspect of your marriage at all, in any form, in any way, even as a joke. You don't use such things to crack jokes. No, you don't. It's forbidden. From my own point of view, honestly, it is forbidden. And I'm sure you will agree with me. Now, I said name callings should not be acceptable. It cannot be acceptable. It's something that you should keep by the side and never let into your marriage. Such names like idiot, stupid, foolish, dead man, useless woman, whatever. Even in our dialects, we have so many of them. There's one in Igbo, Ozunoke. Ozunoke. You can imagine, I'm sure the Igbos we hear. In Yoruba, Hausa, they have whatever they call themselves. But it shouldn't. It shouldn't be part of your marriage if you want to remain in that marriage. And like I said initially, every couple that goes into marriage wants his or her marriage to be healthy, to be good, to stay for long, forever. But every day you hear of marriages breaking up. Why is it so? It's because of these little things. I call it little, but it can be enormous. It can be crazy when you have such things in your marriage. It might sound little. It might sound like something that is small, but it's not. It is not. It is damaging. It is demoralizing. It can be traumatic. Name calling. It can be traumatic. I'm telling you. So let's look at the reasons. Let's look at why name calling is not worth it. It's not something you should bring into your marriage. Now, first and foremost, it creates disrespect. It brings about disrespect. There's no way you can call your wife names and you say you respect her. There's no way you call your husband names and you say you respect him. You cannot even say that. There is nothing like respect in that marriage. There's nothing like that. Now, I've always believed that love is very essential when it comes to marriage. I'm taking you to another angle, yes. Love is essential, but do you know the most essential? Respect. I know of a couple, they love each other, and that's what they say, but they're always fighting because they always call me to help them out. But when you talk with them, and when I'm talking with them, what I will be hearing will be, I love her, I love him, but they are always fighting. It shouldn't be so. I prefer respect. Love can always come in. But when you respect your wife or you respect your husband, there's no way you have the guts. There's no way you will feel like calling your husband names. It will be very difficult for you. If you have that respect for your wife, you will find it difficult to disrespect your wife. You will find it difficult to call your wife names. You will find it difficult to say useless woman, no matter what she does. I'm telling you, if you have that respect, you can't say, but love and no respect. You call her whatever comes to you. You call him whatever comes, and later you guys will make up in the name of love. I so much prefer respect in marriage. Yes, there will be love. The love will come in. With that respect, genuine love will come in. Some people say they get married because they love each other. Anyway, that's a story for another day. Now, another thing is this. It can ruin the communication in your relationship. There's no way we can call whatever you have with your husband or wife a good communication when you're always calling yourselves names. It's not, and one of the key ingredients of a good marriage, one of the key ingredients of a healthy marriage is good communication, effective communication. And when you don't have that, you have negative communication. Whenever you open your mouth to talk, you bring in names. Whenever you go into an argument, you bring in names. Whenever you try to say something, you bring in names. That is not communication. That is not a good communication, which is one of the key ingredients of a healthy marriage. If you're not in a good marriage, it can be crazy. It can be crazy. You will feel frustrated at all times. You will feel sad. You won't glow. You won't glow. Honestly. So for you to have a healthy marriage, don't call your husband names. Don't call your wife names. No matter how angry you think you are, must you talk? If you're angry, you keep quiet now. How about? You keep quiet. When you're okay, you now talk. It should apply to both of you, the wife, the husband. Just keep quiet. I know inside of you, you want to say a lot of things. You want to call her. She doesn't know anything. He doesn't know anything. Just keep quiet and allow yourself to calm down. Anyway, we'll get to that. But you need to know that name calling is not worth it. It will only lead to breakdown in communication. Now, another thing is this. It will affect your children. That is if you have children in the home. Let's say you have children and you're always calling your wife idiot, stupid, foolish woman. You're a fool. And when you say it with your mouth very, you just say like you are a fool. Hey. And you call yourself husband, father. You call yourself wife, mother. Haba. And maybe at the end of the day, both of you will still come together to pray. The next minute, you're calling yourselves names. It shouldn't be like that now. It shouldn't be that way. And the children will be there looking at you. Remember what I said the other time. Children are like sponges. They suck everything around them. They don't do what you tell them. They do what they see. They do what they hear. If you're busy calling your wife stupid, foolish, one day your child might even call the mother foolish, stupid, because the father is always calling the wife foolish, stupid. The same thing applies to the wife. If you're always calling your husband useless man, your child might call her father or his father useless man one day. That is the way it happens. Or these children will even resort to calling themselves names or their friends or people around them names, because that is what they get from the people closest to them. That is what they get from the people that are supposed to model good behaviors for them. That is what they get from the supposedly role models. Is that why you brought them out? Is that why you brought them out? To teach them nonsense? Is that why you got married? To bring up a lot of nonsense and destroy your children? It shouldn't be that way. Name calling is not acceptable. It's not. It is not. You're just teaching your children what they are not supposed to learn. That is what you are doing. These children are precious. You catch them young. Set the right foundation for them, so that when they become teenagers, adults, whatever, they will be able to handle their lives the way they're supposed to. It's your responsibility. Oh. It is. God will ask you questions, so don't say I didn't say it. Okay. Now, another thing, it will also affect your relationship with your in-laws. Assuming you're always saying hurtful remarks to your wife. You're always saying hurtful words to your wife. You're always calling her all sorts of names. Do you think the woman will keep quiet? Or let's say you are the woman, you are the one always calling your husband names. You think your husband will keep quiet? If the parents are still alive, on the man's part, on the woman's part, the woman can decide to confide in her parents, in her mother. The man can decide to confide in maybe brother, sister, or parents too. How many men will keep it to themselves? How many? One day it will come out and it will lead to a lot of things. The in-laws will not be happy. They'll wonder why. Why should this girl they brought in the other day call this person this? Why should this man marry this woman and call her this and that? It will bring conflict. There will be friction. No respect from the woman's parents or siblings. No respect from the man's people. Is that what you want in your marriage? You're not in good terms with the person closest with you. Closest to you, rather. It shouldn't be so. It shouldn't be like this. I know a lot of things might come up, but yes, there is no marriage without challenges. There is no perfect marriage. That is why there should be tolerance. There should be patience. That is why there should be respect. That is why there should be trust. There should be love. There's no perfect marriage. Yes. Marriage can be it can be a roller coaster. It can be, all you need to know is to know, just try to get those things that will help you out. Hold on to the positives. Hold on to the positives so that you will live a happy life. So that you won't die regretting your life. And what is that life? Getting married to that man or getting married to that woman. All right, so let's take a short break. And when we return, we shall talk more about name calling. Don't go anywhere. Hello all, we are still on Radio Maria, the voice of truth. This is Life Essential Talk Show discussing name calling between couples. Well, I have to open the phone line. If you wish to join us, please call us on 081 084 47518. 081 084 47518. You can send SMS or you send your message via WhatsApp. Let's hear your contributions. Okay, so like I was saying, reasons for you to realize that name calling is not worth it in any marriage. It's not worth it in any relationship. Hello. Hello. Good evening. Where are you calling from and what's your name? You're calling from where? Okay. All right, that's nice. And you're who?
I'm Luca.
Luca, nice to have you on the show. Okay, so let's hear you.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. Let's hear your contribution or question. Hello? Oh, we have missed that call. Please, Luca, call us back. Okay, so like I was saying, we Name calling is not worth it. It's not. It's so damaging. It can damage your marriage. It can break down your marriage. It can turn your marriage into hell. Into hell. Well, I've never been to hell, but they say is full of fire. So you can imagine you being in fire all the time. Now, another reason is this. It can bring up resentment. Resentment. You just find yourself hating. You find yourselves hating each other gradually. Gradually. Whenever you hear him, you will sigh, you will hiss, you say, what is this? Why is he back? Whenever he hears her, he will just turn his face away. You just find yourselves hating each other because of this name calling, because of the demeaning names, because of the derogatory names, because of the hurtful remarks. You start hating each other, getting irritated with everything, getting frustrated with everything. It shouldn't be that way. It brings about resentment. It brings about resentment. So name calling should not be part of your marriage. Learn to love and respect one another. Learn to argue fairly. Well, that takes me to another point, which is having a fair argument. Now, you don't need to fight. There's nothing wrong in arguing. Yes, there's nothing wrong with that, but it depends on how you argue. If you're busy calling yourselves names, tell me, how can you have a fair argument? If you're busy using hurtful remarks, how can you have a fair argument? You cannot. You cannot. There's nothing like, okay, sitting down, the other person, even if you're standing, he expresses himself. You listen. Even if you're angry with what he's saying, just listen. Then when he's done, you talk. You don't need to bring in names. Even if you don't agree with what he's saying, please don't call him names. Please don't call her names. You shouldn't. Don't say things, hurtful things to hurt one another because you want to hurt her. She is your wife because you want to hurt him. He is your husband. You came together as one. You should be one. Whatever you do to this person will affect you. If you hurt each other, it will affect your marriage, affect everything you have. I don't want to go into the spiritual aspect of it, but I know you know how important a marriage is, how important this union, how wonderful it is. All right, to remind our callers of the line to call, 081 084 47518. Again, 081 084 47518. You can send SMS or you send your messages via WhatsApp. All right, so like I was saying, is a blessed union. You should try to understand one another. That is very, very important. Don't be busy calling yourselves names. It won't resolve anything. It won't resolve anything. Rather, it will escalate the matters. Okay, hello. Hello?
Oh, hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, my name is Zach. I'm calling you from Sokoro Extension.
Okay, all right. Good to have you on the show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for this beautiful agenda that you bring this evening.
Okay.
Yeah. My own point is sometimes, what is worrisome the family sometimes, you will see a woman is organizing the husband from the children.
Okay.
I want to ask what causes that one and what would be the advice that you would give to the women? Thank you.
Okay, let me get you. Organizing the man.
Yes, is organizing the husband from his children.
Okay, all right. Okay, now it's clear. Okay, thank you so much for that question. Well, if it comes to that, it's very wrong. It's very wrong for a woman or for a man to do that. It's very wrong. Don't involve your children in things like that. Your children, they have their own. They have what they think about. They don't want to know that their parents are having problems. Honestly, it affects them so much. It can even affect them academically. Not to talk of when you deliberately go to your children and tell them, no, your husband is their father is useless. Oh, it can be demeaning. All right. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Good evening. Please, what's your name and where are you calling from? Okay, Chinedu for Warikba. All right. So let's hear you.
Thank you very much for the educative program you are giving us.
Okay.
But I want to ask two questions.
Okay.
One, like in terms of this thing you are saying,
Okay.
if you have generated in that extent that maybe there is a name calling in the family, and maybe one or two of them realize
Okay.
how we can be revive them so that there will be a cordial relationship and a peace in the family as well.
Okay.
One. The second one,
Okay.
how will a man cope with a wife that maybe always seek advice from friends outside, and when you try to protect or say her that is not good, but she thinks it's
Okay.
always believe that most of the time, friends, whatever that happens in the family, you share with friends. So how will a man do that? Because it can lead, maybe the anger can lead to maybe separation or something like that. Because once you continue telling her you don't like this, and they did not abide by that,
Okay.
what option can you do in that situation?
All right. Thank you, Chinedu, for your questions. Now, the first one was if you realize it, okay, maybe you use these demeaning names and you realize it, what should you do so that such things will not come up again? Simple. All you have to do is, if it's you, let's say the man, you are the one that does that, and you now realize it, call your wife. Maybe take her out. Take her to somewhere nice. Sit down with her. Even if it's the woman, you can take your husband out. Go to somewhere he likes, to somewhere nice. Talk calmly to each other. Give her what she likes. You know, women, we are so easy to handle. Oh, no, let me not say we are so easy. Some women are crazy. Jeez. Oh, I've made a mistake. Okay, so you take her somewhere nice. Talk with. Tell her, okay, this is this. I have realized this. Please, let's stop this. I'm sure that when you talk nicely to her, she will listen. I don't think she's a mad person. And the wife too, when you talk nicely to your husband, he will tell you why he has been calling you names. I'm sure he will listen. So go out, or maybe at night when you're all rested and okay, maybe talking about some other things and you know that you are in a good mood, then you can bring it up. Both of you are in good, your moods are fine. Bring the topic and find a way to resolve it. No more name calling. And when you say it, you stick to it. No matter how angry you are, you have to be disciplined about that. Now, sharing whatever happens in your home with friends is, there's something I wrote in my website, friendship slavery. If you're this kind of woman that cannot stay on her own, you're busy taking everything that happens in your home to your friends. you are gradually destroying your marriage. Do you think that all your friends like you? Is that what you think? Then you don't know the human mind. This thing we call friendship, it has so many meanings. Yes, all friendship should be, yes, something positive, but sometimes it doesn't go in that way. There are some friends that are so negative, you can't even believe it. To you, they will smile with you, laugh with you, do all sorts of things, but behind you, they are planning evil. Yes, there are friends like that, not all, some. So when you're with your friends, don't discuss your home with your friends. You don't need to take what happens in your home to your friends. Discuss about something else. Talk about something else. Something meaningful, not your home. Then your friends will now tell you how to deal with your husband. Is that what you want? Or your friends will tell you how to deal with your wife. Is that what you want? Your husband should be the closest person to you. Your wife should be the closest person to you. If you want someone to talk to, there are people you can go to. You don't have to take you don't have to take everything your friends tell you. Yes, there are good friends, but the first thing is don't take your home matters, your family matters out to your friends. Don't. I don't think they will give you the best advice. I don't think so. I don't think so. So please be careful what you say out there. Respect your husband. Respect your wife. Don't go and wash your dirty linen publicly. Don't do that. It doesn't make sense at all. All right. Okay, there's another caller. Hello. Hello. Have we missed that call? Okay, hello. Can you speak up? Good evening there. How are you today?
I'm fine.
Okay, nice to have you on the show.
Thank you very much.
All right.
God bless you for this information.
Thank you, and you too. Thank you.
I am single, yes, to marry, but I'm less.
That's nice. That's nice.
How do you couple? They are my neighbor. Oh, that's my neighbor. They're always joking. And they're joking, they're always insulting their sex. You are stupid, you are doing that. And I will be like, is it how long it is? Or is it hard the marriage? It's like, I don't really know. I'm confused. Like, they're always joking and they're using such words to joke about.
Okay.
Maybe sometimes it is like you are stupid and their marriage is just, let's say, 6 years. So I don't know.
Okay, there. Thank you for your question. Okay. Please don't be confused. Don't be confused. That is not how it's supposed to make. Though, yes, that's how they're carrying on, but it is wrong. It is wrong. One day, it might not or go well with one of them. I'm telling you. One day, one of them might say to the other, please don't call me that stupid again. Please don't call me foolish again. Yes, they're joking about it. Oh, they're still new. It's still early for them. But you shouldn't use demeaning words to each other, even as a joke. There are other ways you can joke. Like you now, you're confused. Because I know deep down you feel that it is wrong. I heard a woman before say to the husband, go, you are an idiot. Honestly, I had to look at her twice. Then I looked at the man 3 times to really understand what just transpired. The man took it as a joke, but I didn't like it. I didn't like it because I felt it shouldn't be like this. It shouldn't be like that. And I'm sure that is how you feel anytime you hear them call themselves names. It shouldn't be. I wish they're listening to this. There are other ways you can joke, not using demeaning words. not. Because one day, the man might get angry, the woman might not find it funny any longer. And you know this friendship thing. One of their friends might come and hear and say, oh boy, why are you taking this? And the man will say, okay, that's true. Or even the woman say, my babe, how far? Is this how the man talks to you? And the woman will start explaining, no, we are joking. Joking, what kind of joke is that? It's wrong. Please, when you get married, do not call your husband demeaning names, even as a joke. And don't allow him to call you demeaning names, even as a joke. All right. So the number to call again is 081 084 47518. 081 084 47518. You can send SMS or you send your message via WhatsApp. Now, this name calling can also... Okay, there's a call on the line. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Good evening. What's your name? And please, where are you calling from?
My name is Devinus, calling from Asokoro.
Okay, Living News from Asokoro. Okay, let's hear you.
Yeah, I want to do some additional.
You want to do?
Some additional.
Okay, all right.
You know, that is why the Baba God said you should train a child in the way of Christ so that it will grow, should not depart.
Exactly.
When the family are training children now, they are not correcting them on some things.
Okay.
You will see more than the insult father in presence of the kid. They happen close to me.
You see?
So that Pekin is growing up, is learning.
Exactly.
And they cannot judge that to them because even though the Pekin even insult somebody, they cannot see that Pekin because they must they are doing it.
Exactly.
And like me, if I am dating a girl, from the first day, second day, I will tell you that, madam, any insult, any place where you could make you insult my father or my mother, or catch you bunker or anything,
Oh, God.
don't even try.
Don't try it. Okay.
If no, if you do it like this,
Yeah, she will continue. Oh, yeah.
because me, I not fit open my mouth and insult somebody back. So if they insult me, they think they pay me. So it is good before the marriage, the two, the man and the girl,
Okay.
they need to talk before going into the marriage.
Yeah.
See, I don't like this, you know. I don't like this thing. Don't do it like this. Do it like this. Problem no go there.
Exactly.
They enter the marriage. Now, not because it is that. Now men now it is that. But now waiting men talk. But if you say if they follow what God talk, if they follow what Bible talk,
Okay.
we're not going to get those kind of things in the marriage house.
Okay.
That is
Your contribution. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for that contribution. Like I've said it before, when you call your husband names or your wife names in front of your children, it will affect them. The children will grow up that way because the people closest to them are doing it. So why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? And there is something he said here, which I didn't talk about, but very important, is when you call your husband names or you call your wife names, you also abuse the father, the mother, the siblings. It happens to some couples. Okay, we'll continue with that. Hello. 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 What's your name? Good evening.
My name is Jimon.
Okay, Jimon, calling from? Okay, let's hear you.
So I just want to make a little contribution.
All right.
Or is still showing by the family, the wife and the husband, they are used to insulting and abusing themselves.
Okay.
And you, the neighbor, have been trying to involve, settle every now and then, settlement and all that. And it's not going well, and they are not seeing it as anything, and the children are there learning. I've seen family of 7 children sitting down, husband and wife eating themselves,
Oh.
messing up, making decisions, and you talk and say, as if you are just wasting time. What are they supposed to do at that point?
Okay. All right. Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Like I said earlier, this marriage is not a bed of roses. There is no perfect marriage. But when two adults keep on misbehaving, despite interventions from neighbors, you can imagine this kind of problems getting to neighbors. From what he just said now, they have been told, they have been advised, still they don't take their advice. That is horrible. Horrible. And tomorrow they will come out and call themselves Mr. This, Mrs. This. And when you hear them talk, you think that all is well. But they have virtually destroyed what God gave to them. Now, these adults need to learn how to listen. Because people have intervened, it's up to them now to listen. Honestly, if you're one of those that have tried to stop them, please continue. Continue. If you know of anyone they can listen to, try to contact that person. If you know of anyone at all they can listen to, bring in that person. Let the person sit them down like children and talk to them. Every parent responsibility here on earth, the number one responsibility as a parent, is to groom the children well. And when you bring in something that is not acceptable into your home, you have failed unless you realize it and turn back. Just like when we sin against God, we ask for forgiveness. When you sin against your children and sin against your home, you try to do the right thing. Things will be better. Things will be better. So if you know anyone, if you're one of the neighbors, if you know the neighbor, if they can get someone that they can listen to, if you can get someone that they can listen to, since they have refused as adults to listen to you, to listen to whoever, bring in that person to help. Honestly, I think that's what you should do. But it's so unfortunate that you try to talk to people, no, they won't listen. What kind of anger is this? What kind of anger is this? Tomorrow you hear the person talking to the child. You don't have that right to do that. When every day you bring up nonsense, forgive me for using that word, but that is what it is. Before your children, before those beloved, innocent children. So please let us learn to do the right thing. Let us learn to tolerate one another. Let us learn to endure and take everything up to God. But first of all, try to do the right thing. Try to do the right thing and God will definitely help you. Okay, time is no longer on our side. We have gradually come to the end of this very sensitive topic, name calling between married couples. Please, I beg you, do the right thing. If you won't do it for yourself, if you have children, do it for your children. But you need to help yourself. You need to help yourself so that the blessings of marriage will be upon you. Marriage can be wonderful. It can be sweet. I'm telling you. So that the blessings that go with marriage will be upon you. And you will enjoy it and tell others how wonderful it can be. All right, like I said, we have come to the end of this very interesting program. Please stay with us on Wednesday for another very interesting talk. I remain your host, Uche Chukwuma. Bye for now.